All right, look, the Grand Princess has sat off the coast of San Francisco for several days now because you have about 46 people who've been tested for the coronavirus. One man who was on it who died already. The ship came out of San Francisco. It was in Mexico and Hawaii, and no one exactly knows how or where or when the man who died originally contracted the coronavirus. Okay? So instead of sending it to Mexico, which was the next port of call, out of what they called an abundance of caution, they said, oh, let's send it to San Francisco. Only Gavin, California Governor Gavin Newsom, longtime friend, says, hey, you know what? You're not going to bring it to San Francisco. No. So, reportedly, the Trump administration through the CDC makes the call to send it to a non-port. They said that Friday, and then somehow between that point and about 3 hours ago, some brilliant genius said, let's send it to Oakland. Because they didn't want to send it to a non-commercial port. The idea is, okay, if they send it to San Francisco, they're going to, piss off the cruise lines. Because they believe their coin is going to be impacted, right? And it's going to spread. So then, some brilliant genius thinks, oh, you know what? We'll send it to an industrial area, an industrial port, because it's less likely to happen. Oh, so let me think about that for a moment. You mean the same port that hauls your commodities, the same port that hauls your grain, the same port that hauls food items and foodstuffs? The same port of Oakland that is responsible for a substantial portion of the economic engine that is the Western United States? Does that make any sense to you? Oh, and then, lest we forget, there are people who live around the Port of Oakland. Lest we forget, there are people who work for the Port of Oakland. Why is it that Oakland gets dumped on all the time? I mean, there's always a power broker to say, hey, San Francisco doesn't get touched. Oh, no. But then they acquiesce with respect to Oakland and say, oh, send it to Oakland. Send it to Oakland. There's only one way. One freaking way to think about that.
Ain't that a bitch? Yes, it is. Somebody doing something slick. Yeah, they are. It's got me wondering which is which. Might as well go uptown and dig a ditch. Ain't that a bitch? Yes, it is. Now, ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, sure as hell is. Did Libby know about this? Did Gavin text Libby and say, hey, would you be so kind as to let us park our coronavirus-laden cruise ship in your Port of Oakland? I'll make it up to you some kind of way. I will give you, I don't know, money. $1 billion? I don't know. Was there a deal cut? I don't know. It boggles the mind. It really boggles the mind how this happened and what lines of communication took place to cause Oakland once again to be placed in this position. I mean, it's really puzzling to me. There's only one thing you can say. And Johnny Guitar Watson already said it. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube. Wow.